Good evening, everyone. Welcome to your Tuesday night update. I am Ads from Unity Trading Group. And as always, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you can. All of our links will be in the video description down below. Every like, every subscription helps. Every subscription counts. It helps us with our reach, helps us get this fantastic information out to as many of you as absolutely possible. I'll keep it nice and short tonight. I'm actually getting smashed by hay fever, actually, to be honest. So without further ado, we will start with BTC. And I'm actually really happy with how this played out over the last night and, of course, over the course of today. Last night, we spoke mostly about this level of supply here, and I didn't think it was too strong, to be honest. I think it was a low-quality supply. Of course, it is on a 4-hour time frame. It is not really on a great pivot point, to be honest with you. So I didn't think it would last too long, and I did think we would probably end up at around that 16,700. Sorry, 16700. Anyway, you get the idea. With this level of supply here, it is on a major pivot point, and I will reiterate what I said last night. So we're going to scroll across here on the daily. And of course, I'll get rid of yesterday's drawing. This is the pivot point that I'm really identifying here on a daily time frame. It's between 16,730-ish and 17,200. Yeah, 17,215 dollars. So it is on a major pivot. This is a huge pivot point. This pivot in itself caused the fall down to about 5,800, 6K. So it is quite literally the toughest or the highest quality supply that BTC has come up against so far. Now, if we accelerate to today and go back to the 4-hour time frame, we are sitting and consolidating around this area for now. And I'll reiterate this again on this time frame in particular. The volume is coming down from when we were pushing up towards this 15 and 14K area. So the volume has decreased, and of course you can tell by the moving average there. We've got along this, it is currently sweeping to the downside. Just something to keep in mind, to be honest. Because on this time frame, we are sitting around this level of overbought, and of course we've pushed up to this higher 257 level that we usually see CCI hang around or get rejected on. So you can see that if I just make this a little bit larger so you can see it. The CCI basically comes up to this level and it always comes down from there. So it is the higher range for the CCI indicator. And of course we have been rejected off the 70 overbought area on RSI on this time frame as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what plays out from here. If we can get the volume to push through the next quality level, and of course it's so big because it's like a daily, weekly level, is 18 to 19.2. This is basically BTC's high from the last bull run in this area here. If we can move through the area that we're at now, the green level of supply, if we can move through this with some force, and we need some force, and we need some more volume to come in, then honestly on a higher time frame, on a macro scale, that's the next supply. It's the next major level, major key level above us. So it's going to be an interesting one over the next little bit. I'm going to get rid of this zone, and we're going to identify some levels that we could possibly pull back to, pending a rejection from this level if we get one. So the first level being 16K, pretty much 16K even here at this pivot point, and then we've got some levels just underneath at 15.1 and 15.200. And of course, we've got one more just underneath that, which is just here at about 14,800. So there's 3 key levels underneath us that BTC could pull back to, pending a rejection of this level. So we can try and find some areas to either come back and retest and give us a lower high, or pending the fall and breakage of these levels, and we can get some areas to look for on towards the downside. But we won't get too ahead of ourselves. Not getting too ahead of ourselves at all. at the moment. I'm really waiting for this supply zone to either break or be held, and we're going to get a considerable rejection off this area. So it's going to take a little bit more time than what we're seeing at the moment, and we're really waiting for some more price action to present itself. We have pushed up to the negative 27 Fibonacci extension, which from our zero, this is the negative 27, so we've pushed through this now, and it's going to be interesting to see if we get some legs and close above it and start making some higher highs and movement to the upside. I'm really excited to see what happens with BTC. The momentum, like I said today in the Discord, has been good, but we need some more info. And that push from last night was really suggesting that we would end up here at 16,800, 16,600. And we have had that. So now that we're here, we're going to need some more info to determine whether or not we are going to reject here or not. I wouldn't be layering in shorts at all just yet. It's going to be very difficult to catch the top of this move. This is mostly retail money that is pushing us to the upside. And we did talk about that with the COT, or the commitment of traders, through the CME platform a couple of videos ago. So if you haven't checked that out, I do encourage you to. But I wouldn't be trying to catch any sort of top at the moment because it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult without any confirmation. And the pullbacks that we've seen have existed, but have been short-lived. So it's very necessary for you to sit back a little bit and see if we start to make lower lows and start to change that structure before we jump into any shorts. You'd be wanting a lower low and then a lower high to jump into a short before you continue to the downside or expect further downwards movement. And I'm not going to suggest anything like that just yet. So we are just waiting for this supply and the reaction of this supply. Moving on, ETH USD. ETH USD, not much happened over the course of the evening. We did move towards that 88.6. That's the area that I was looking at. And that could be a retest of this level of uptrend that we have, that we broke through not long ago. So it's going to be interesting to see if we hold this 88. I'm expecting this 88 is going to be pretty difficult to break through, to be honest. Of course, that's the uptrend line that we're seeing as well. All right, if I switch to the line chart, you can see how I've drawn that uptrend. The line chart giving us that uptrend, and of course, retesting that on the candlestick chart at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see if we retest this level of supply, even if we do get there. But I would expect some further movements to the downside. I would probably expect this to be that lower low and that lower high, but that remains to be seen. And I will monitor this over the course of tonight and give you guys an update during the day on Discord tomorrow. So it's going to be an interesting one. I do more than likely expect this to come down even further for Ethereum. Now, the last one I'll look at tonight is the DXY, as we usually do. So the DXY continuing its trend to the downside. We did speak about this and how we made a lower low in accordance to the market structure that we had left. So of course, we made that lower low, made the lower high up to here, which was 92.84, and now we're coming down and continuing that trend to the downside. Whether or not this is directly correlating with BTC, and this is giving us that direction on BTC to the upside, remains to be seen. It is correlated, don't get me wrong, but it's probably not as closely correlated as we want it to be currently. If we're having massive candles and massive volatility on the DXY, then more than likely that will reflect over the BTC. But we can probably expect it to be loosely correlated in the way of the trend will probably be similar. So we're trending downwards on the DXY, and of course on BTC, we are trending to the upside. So if you haven't been charting the DXY, please chart it and make use of the trend and make some educated guesses or educated decisions, based on that in accordance to any USD pair that you trade in the future, whether it be BTC USD, ETH USD, Euro USD, gold, anything like that. Anything paired against USD, you should be looking at the DXY as well. So that really concludes our video tonight. It is, like I said, it is a short one. I'm really getting smashed by hay fever tonight, if you can't tell already. But pleasure to be with you guys tonight. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in tomorrow night's update. Thanks, everyone.